I'm completely burnt out and like I don't want to run. Like I've gotten to
So there's no hate to this creator at all. I actually want to try and help her and thousands of people out there. I've been seeing this so common on my For You page that she's burnt out, runners are burnt out. What's going on? I don't feel good. I've done the 22 marathon 650 milers. I've been burnt out once, and I'm going to tell you the tips and tricks to obviously avoid burnout and what could potentially be going on so you do not hit that wall and you fix what's going on. So drop a quick comment if you're burnt out. Everybody knows I respond to all my comments to try and help the community best I can. But now let's get into the video and see what we can do to avoid burnout. All right, so I'm going to do my best not to run a yapathon, but I'm going to be very informational here. So take notes and let's get after it. The first time that I was ever burnt out was during Ironman, my first one, and I was eating in a calorie deficit. That's going to lead to burnout, and a lot of runners are doing that. I'm not accusing her of it, but there's things that we need to check, which is our macro and micronutrients, along with calories in, calories out. I understand that marathon training sounds appealing for a lot of people to lose weight, but two things are going to happen. You're going to get injured, you're going to hinder performance, and then you're also going to get burnt out. It is inevitable. So what's going to need to happen here is we need to track that. And the way that we can track it is with an app. Lose It, MyFitnessPal, that kind of thing. Now, signs of you being in starvation mode are you are never hungry. That means that your ghrelin is completely shut off, which is your hunger hormone. And if you're not hungry, your body and your brain are starving. If your brain is starving, it's going to send signs throughout your body that we need to be in, basically reserve, save our energy for getting off the couch, getting out of bed, functioning at work, looking at text emails, just even trying to communicate takes energy. So now you're trying to run on top of that. That's going to lead to burnout. This creator and a lot of other ones are saying that they don't even feel like running. That could be a sign. Your body needs energy to obviously run into performance. So we need to look at our micro macronutrients. The second thing that I recommend for all runners is getting your blood work checked. The reason being is because a lot of runners, when they're deep in marathon prep, are low in iron, calcium, vitamin D, and B12. This is obviously couple of those are your energy sources. So if you're low in energy, we need to supplement with them. So first, get your nutrition in check. Make sure that you are in a surplus. Give your body the energy it needs to perform, and you will avoid being burnt out, and your body will thank you not only with performance, but also during prep. So if your diet and everything else is in check, we need to obviously check the volume. How long have you been training at 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 miles? At some point, your body needs a deload week. The second thing, I did see her comments. I think she was training at 32. That is not a lot of volume for marathon. Now, can you go to the marathon and do your best? Of course. But studies have shown upwards to 50, 60 is where you want to be at if you want to perform well, continuously add from marathon to marathon, and then progressively overload. Now, when it comes to volume itself, a coach is going to tell you safely 10 to 15%. If you don't have a coach and you're feeling burnt out, maybe think about getting one. They can hold you accountable, tell you what's wrong. This way you're not stressing yourself out. That's a different topic. The second thing that we need to look at is obviously our deload weeks, our reload weeks, and our maintenance weeks. So volume plays a huge part because a lot of times our body cannot handle the stimulus, the overdrive, and recover to make sure that we absorb the training that we've been putting in from the intense sessions. So make sure your volume is in check or check it to see where it's at. And if you're feeling burnt out, you've been holding a certain amount of miles for a long time, it's time to deload a little bit and then give your body the rest it needs to absorb the training, recover, and get back after it. So the other thing we need to look at is mental stagnation. Now, obviously, if we lose motivation, there's a reason for it. The reason we lose motivation is because we're stagnant. Our body is not getting any stimulus that it needs to fuel itself to get better. We're running the same routes, the same paces, in the same shoes at the same time every single day. You're at maintenance, and at some point, you're going to lose motivation because you're not seeing yourself get better or progress. So we need to switch things up. You need to obviously give yourself a challenge to feed itself, to get motivated, to set the bar higher. This way, when you check little boxes off, you can see how far you came and how far you will go during marathon prep, and your body will thank itself. It will get a smile on its face, you will release dopamine, and it will feel amazing. The other thing that we need to stop doing is comparing ourselves, because this can lead to a lot of internal stress. And when we're already having a lot of cortisol issues because we're running so many miles and we haven't recovered yet, this is going to put a damper on our mood. If you compare yourself, you're going to be shooting yourself in the foot for your expectations, because guess what? Marathon training is you versus you of yourself from last year or last month or yesterday's run or anything like that. You're not going to be the fastest out there. You're not going to be the tallest. You're never going to have more money. There's always going to be somebody, with all due respect, better than you. So relieve the pressure, go out there and have fun and do it for you. Once you relieve that pressure and that mental psychological push that you're trying to give your body because you're comparing yourself to others, you will be the happiest person with the biggest smile on your face. And now you will have what's called freedom when it comes to running, and you will enjoy every step of the process. So do not compare, do not put that pressure on you, because it's not going to do you any good, especially when you're not eating in a calorie surplus and your performance is not increasing. So focus on you, and that's all we can do. So now let's kind of look at the signs, guys. Loss of appetite is a huge sign. Lack of recovery is a huge sign. Sleep deprivation is a huge sign. If you've been getting sick or having fevers and chills after a run, that is a huge sign. If your resting heart rate is a lot higher than it's used to, that is a huge sign. Now, if you continue to push from that just because you feel good, at some point you will be psychologically burnt out. And when that happens, your body is not going to have enough energy to even push for a run. So we need to look at those signs. And then when we feel those signs, look at your diet and nutrition, look at your volume, look at your mental stagnation. Have you been progressing? Have you been changing up the routes, the times? Have you been obviously progressively overloading everything that you need? And is there a lot of pressure on yourself? If we can obviously fix all of those targets, you're not going to get burnt out. In my eyes, I don't believe in burnout to a point if your nutrition and your sleep is there. I'm at 4,000 calories. I sleep 9 hours a day. I don't get burnt down from training itself. The only time I get burnt down from training is if I have the flu and I push like an idiot. And I do not suggest running with the flu, especially when you have a fever. So I hope this video helps. I'm wishing everybody the best of luck to avoid burnout, to get to the fall marathon, to PR, to finish it if it's your first. Remember, it's your first marathon. Feel all the emotions, take the experience in, and enjoy this process. And remember, when you feel burnout, you have two options. You can continue to push and shoot yourself in the foot, or you can continue to push, check the boxes of what I talked about, fix them, and then from there, adjust the training that you need to get to the finish line and up your performance. So I hope this helps. Drop a comment. I will respond to all comments. But again, I'm sending everyone love, the best of luck for the fall marathon, and I wish you guys nothing but the best. So I'm out of here.